ഗുരുശിഷ്യ പാരസ്പര്യമാണ് നാരായണ ഗുരുകുലത്തിന്റെ അടിസ്ഥാനം. നടരാജ ഗുരുവിനും ഗുരു നിത്യചൈതന്യയതിക്കും ശേഷം നാരായണ ഗുരുകുലത്തിന്റെ ഗുരുവും അധ്യക്ഷനുമാണ് ഗുരു മുനിനാരായണ പ്രസാദ്. അധ്യക്ഷ പ്രസംഗത്തിനായി ഗുരുവിനെ ആദരപൂർവ്വം ക്ഷണിക്കുന്നു. നടരാജ ഗുരുവുമൊത്തുള്ള ജീവിതാനുഭവം ഗുരു നമ്മോട് പങ്കുവയ്ക്കും.
എല്ലാവർക്കും നമസ്കാരം. ഇന്ന് ഞാൻ സംസാരിക്കേണ്ടത് എൻ്റെ ഗുരുവായ നടരാജ ഗുരുവിനെ സംബന്ധിച്ചാണ്. We are assembled here in connection with the Mahasamadhi of Nataraja Guru. What is Samadhi? Is it an event of death? No. It is Samyak Adi. Adi means one's own proper abode. Samyak, one's own proper. Adi is the abode. So, Samadhi means one finding one's own proper abode and remains there as it is. It doesn't mean that that person has died. I think I am the only person who lives in this world who had been with Nataraja Guru for many years. I was with Nataraja Guru for 14 years. There is another person who has been with Nataraja Guru. It is Vinay Chaitanya. He was with him for only 2 years. Many critical moments I had to pass through when I was with Nataraja Guru. There was reference to the book Integrated Sense of the Absolute here, and that was actually an attempt for answering the question asked by Narayana Guru about the phenomenon Kuttichatan. In these days we don't hear about the disturbance of Kuttichatan, but in those days it was too much. Kuttichatan throws stone over the head, over the roof, and the stone that was used for that remains there, and it would be found that that stone was not collected from anywhere around. Narayana Guru asked Natarajan, who was Natarajan? Natarajan was basically a scientist and also a very dear disciple of Narayana Guru. So these two sides being brought together into one personality. What are the two sides? The side of being a scientist and the side of being a spiritual disciple of Narayana. How these two sides can be brought together, that was the problem before Nataraja Guru. Nataraja Guru asked the question about Chukti Chatan. He asked, does your science have any answer to this phenomenon? That was the question asked by Nataraja Guru, Narayana Guru. There was no answer to this question. But answering this question became a kind of challenge in the life of Nataraja Guru, and it is as an attempt to answer this question that Nataraja Guru wrote the two volumes, the book of 2 volumes, an integrated science of the Absolute. In that, actually I also went through that book and I couldn't directly find an answer to the question about Kuttichatan. But in and through all those lines and chapters, I could finally find out the answer. What is ultimately real, according to Narayana Guru, is Arivu. Science is a functional aspect of consciousness, and that is not different from that Arivu. Spirituality is another side, an aspect of consciousness, and that also is not different from that Arivu. Mysticism, that means unanswerable phenomena in this world, that also is not different from consciousness. That also is seen, it is experienced. Cannot be treated as different from our experience. That means consciousness. That means whatever is experienced in life, whether it is scientific, whether it is philosophical, whether it is mystical, all these are different ways in which one consciousness functions. So, all these various aspects of human understanding, they find their ownness in Arivu. And that Arivu is what is called Atma in Vedanta, Brahman in Vedanta, and thus Vedanta becomes what in the Upanishads calls Brahma Vidya. Brahma Vidya, Sarva Vidya Pranishtha. Brahma Vidya is the firm basis of all the sciences. To put it in simple way, Brahma Vidya are the science of consciousness or അറിവ്, becomes the firm basis for all the sciences. Whether it is about physical matters, whether it is about spiritual realities, whether it is about mystical phenomena. So such is the way Nataraja Guru tried to answer the question about Kuttichathan in the book An Integrated Science of the Absolute. I don't have time, otherwise I would have gone into more detail. After writing this book, he wrote, by chance, he wrote a commentary on Saundarya Lahari of Shankaracharya, and after that he had the idea of taking this message all over the world as an ultimate or final solution to the peacelessness prevailing in the world. Then he renamed this science as unity understanding. Unity understanding is a word coined by Nataraja Guru. What actually he meant was Advaita Vedanta. But he wanted to be more scientific in his terminology, and so he coined the word unity understanding. In the years 1970 and 71, he organized two conferences in the Erumala Gurukula Island home. I was also with the Rajaguru in both these events. When the event was going on, one press representative came to Nataraja Guru and asked, "Do you think by organizing such a conference in a very, very remote area of the world, that area was so remote that electricity reached there only the day before the beginning of the conference. Such was the remoteness of the place. So do you think by organizing this kind of conference in such a remote place that you can ensure or bring in peace all throughout the world?" And Rajaguru said, "This is only my dream. What is a dream? The world should attain peace. By arriving at this unity under the entire world, arriving at this unity understanding. I have the freedom to dream. That is what I am doing. It doesn't mean that the world will attain peace by our attempt. But we have the freedom to do the same. In the last Gurukula convention, in my New Year message, I mentioned about this conference, and I said it is not only the responsibility of Narayana Gurukula, everyone has the freedom, has the responsibility to take over this message and try to attain world peace through this understanding. People all over the world trying to make this understanding reach everywhere is the responsibility of everyone. Nataraja Guru had a plan to travel all over the world with a team of his disciples and to arrange conferences at different places so that the conscience of the people become aroused towards this unity understanding. But unfortunately, the next year, here takes Mahdi, and I was Guru Nitya Chaitanya area, mostly was traveling in America in those days, teaching in different universities. I was only a very young man of 32 years, and I was not capable even of thinking to taking up this responsibility, and thus the dream of Nataraja Guru did not become actualized. But now it is not very easy. By sitting here, we can be in contact with anyone everywhere in the world. So we do not have to travel around the world in this noble cause. It is the noble cause to save the world from the restless condition that prevails now. Our publishers in Delhi, DK Print World, they have they are all ready to publish the book Unity Understanding, containing all the papers, important papers presented at the Erumala conferences in 1970 and 71. And we don't have to prepare new papers to contact the people around the world. These papers themselves, printed papers, are available and they may be used for contacting the world, all around the world, taking this message to the world. What message? Having the unity understanding, raising ourselves to the unity understanding, or in our Indian terminology, to the Advaita philosophy. Then everyone, there will be no difference between man and man, state and state. There will be only one world then. We don't have to make one world. The world is already one. The difference in the names of states, that is only in the, you can see those differences only in maps, not on the earth's surface. Earth is simply plain with no boundaries, excepting the boundaries caused by water. Therefore, enlightening people that there is actually no boundary dividing the earth's surface into different states. The world is already one. Recognize that the world, the mankind also is one. The interest of mankind is actually one. Let us be one humanity. So, arousing this understanding amongst the people around the world, it may help attain peace that is becoming a more and more very serious problem at the present moment. Thank you.
ഇനി ഒരു പുസ്തക പ്രകാശനമാണ്. PK സാബു എഴുതി പ്രണത ബുക്സ് പ്രസിദ്ധീകരിക്കുന്ന പുരുഷാർത്ഥം ജീവിതത്തിന് ഒരു സൗന്ദര്യശാസ്ത്രം എന്ന പുസ്തകം പ്രകാശനം ചെയ്യപ്പെടുകയാണ്. പുസ്തകം പ്രകാശിപ്പിക്കാനായി ഗുരു മുനിനാരായണ പ്രസാദിനോടും ആദ്യ പ്രതി സ്വീകരിക്കാനായി ജസ്റ്റിസ് അലക്സാണ്ടർ തോമസിനോടും വിനീതമായി അപേക്ഷിക്കുന്നു.